What is going on, everybody? Welcome to tonight's Final Four Mystery Knife Giveaway live event. As the title suggests, we are down to the final four knives. If you are chosen tonight, you'll get to choose two of the remaining four packages, and then you'll get to take them home. So I'm giving away all four, so two winners, two per winner, and I've gone in and fiddled with the contents of the package. Sorry, I don't know why I said the word fiddled. I could have chosen a better word. I swapped out the stuff that was budget with premium stuff. So you are guaranteed two premium knives if you win tonight. One of them is ultra premium. So no matter what, if your name is drawn, you're getting two premium knives. But one of the two people is getting a premium knife and an ultra premium knife. So just as I promised, that's what we're doing. What is going on? Oh my gosh. So we're starting a little early tonight, and here's why. Excuse me, let me explain. I wasn't going to go live at all tonight because I thought today was going to be a mess. My youngest has had constant ear infections for like 4 months, and we finally scheduled her for surgery in Kansas City, which was very early this morning. She was scheduled for surgery at like 6:45 in the morning. So yesterday we drove down, and we were worried because she had an ear infection already, and she kind of had a fever, and they don't like performing the surgery if there's a fever. So it was kind of a risk. We're like, man, we could go down. Her fever might not go down. We could get all the way there and have to wait or not be able to do it at all. And either way, we thought today that we would be there so late in the day that I wouldn't get back until late tonight. It turns out her fever went away in the middle of the night. She slept great. She woke up, had the surgery for tubes. Wasn't a crazy surgery. It's just tubes. But it's the first time we've ever had any type of surgery with our kid, so we were a little nervous. But it went great. She's doing great. We got back early, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do my live stream. And then my wife and kids went over to have dinner at her mom's house, and I was like, I'm ready. Let's just do it right now. So little extra time in the live stream tonight. Yeah, I'm mostly happy. I mean, it's pretty basic surgery, having tubes put in. I'm just happy that hopefully my youngest can finally have some relief. I feel so bad for her. She's all just constant on and off ear infections, her fever, and she's constantly oozing out of her poor nose and her eyes and her ears, just miserable. And she's always on antibiotics, and I just feel so bad. So I'm happy to go ahead and do it. And hey, if they fall out, we'll do it again. We'll keep doing it until we get it fixed. So Alchem and Stitch look like warring gods. They really do. I legitimately can't wait to see what wild stuff Mundus comes up with. Like, Mundus dropped in the game at level 100. Imagine starting your first Pokemon playthrough and you start at level 100. That's how I view Mundus knives. They just popped in the game. They're like, hey, what's up? We're Mundus. We make the craziest shit you've ever seen in your life. Like, it's just it's ridiculous. Hey, thanks, Roy. I appreciate it. What is Andre the Excalibur? You mean what's under the Excalibur? What's under the Excalibur is the original Excalibur. This is Excalibur number 1. It's prototype 1. This is a 9 1/4 inch version of Excalibur that's flat and not contoured. Did I say front flipper? Yeah, this is the original. So, and I've mentioned this before. Lonnie, thanks for joining Knights of the Round. I've mentioned this before. So many people love the original Excalibur in the original size that, like, this is the completed Excalibur and this is OG Excalibur. So many people like this version that eventually I will do a flat, non-contoured XL Excalibur. But we need to figure out pricing. A lot of you guys know, regardless of what's floating around there on the internet, I've seen some wild theories. Regardless of what you read or who you hear it from, my goal is to make my designs as inexpensive as I possibly can. While at the same time, the OEM heads take a cut, Sergio takes a cut, and I take a cut. But we all agreed that the best course of action was to take as small a cut as was reasonable and make something awesome. And to make as many different variations of this as possible. So I would love to make this eventually available for you guys. We just have a lot of things to work out. Right now, we're working on redesigning the pocket clip. That's number one. I hope the surgery is a complete success. So far, it is. Yeah, so far, she's doing great. She was laughing and smiling. She was a little bit confused. You know, babies waking up from, like, anesthesia. She was like, what the hell is going on? They gave her a bottle of Pedialyte after she woke up, and man, she had a death grip on that thing. We could not get that away from her. Even after it was gone, it was like the nectar of the gods. I don't think she'd ever had anything like that, or whatever brand of Pedialyte they used. But when she came out of that, that was her like coming back online juice, you know. But it's you never want to see your kids suffer in any capacity. And my little one was hurting for such a long time, and we kept trying the antibiotics and they weren't working. And I just, you know, I was like, it's time, we got to do it. Let's get it done. And I'm glad we did. It's scary, even a minor surgery like that, even putting tubes in, you know, they have to knock your little one out to do surgery. It's scary, but she's fine. She's perfect. So what knives are being given away? It's all a mystery. I have 4 mystery pouches. I can tell you, I replaced everything that was left in those mystery pouches. Anything that was not a premium knife, I've replaced them with premium knives. So if you win tonight, you are guaranteed 2 premium knives. By premium, I mean near or over 200. One of the knives is worth almost 400. So there's a lot of money in those 4 pouches. If you win tonight, you're going to be happy. And hey, if you win and you're like, I don't like the knives, you can sell them or you can trade them, whatever you want. They're yours, you know? So either way, like if you win, you're going to be happy. Had a lot of ear infections growing up, and I have an auditory processing disorder and horrible hearing. This is the, and I'm sorry to hear that. I really am. And this is the kind of stuff that we were concerned with, you know, that, and I don't like the idea of any of my kids being on antibiotics for too long, or having to take any medication for too long. So yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that. But I'm hoping that, as any parent would, that my kids continue to grow and develop in the healthiest way possible. And so far they are, you know. We've been very lucky. Wait, this is a knife channel? What are your favorite bands at the moment? So right now, like, Electric Callboy is hardcore #1 spot. Especially after they did Ratatata and Elevator Operator. If you're a metal fan, or like, you know, if you just like hardcore music, you've definitely heard of them. If you are not a metal fan, Electric Callboy will put a smile on your face, because they take all of the elements of metal and they mix it with like EDM and electronic stuff. But their music videos are some of the funniest, wildest. It's like fun, happy, goofy nonsense mixed with metal and like dance beats, and they're some of the funniest things I've ever seen. Elevator Operator, that music video was so awesome. So is Hypa, you know. But outside of that, I love Lorna Shore a lot. I'm trying to think of, I still love the Browning. I don't think that their most recent release was their best, but it was still amazing. Those are probably some of my favorite. I also really like Jaluka, the Japanese metal bands. Like, oh my gosh, their new song KVLT is supposed to say cult. They just spelled U with a V. They're nuts. That's like Final Fantasy electronic deathcore, I guess. That song is wild. I had it in my Instagram story today. Bar None Blade, thanks for your donation. Hey MC, I love your content, and you have been instrumental in my collecting journey, and you inspired me to start my YouTube channel. Can you highlight me? Let me take a look at your channel here real quick. Oops, I clicked channel activity. Oh, I killed chat. I'm getting old. Hold on. Let me look at your YouTube channel real quick. Go to channel. Oh, you already have 414 subs. Yeah, you're getting there too. So we've got 8 here, and we've got some YouTube shorts, but the quality of it looks like you really like YouTube shorts, and that's fine, but the quality of your thumbnails is really, really good, and I do like that. It looks like your most recent upload was 3 weeks ago, so it looks like you're plenty active. Yeah, I'd be more than happy to help you out tonight. Bar None Blades. If chat could help me help remind me that we're gonna highlight Bar None Blades tonight, then yeah, I'll absolutely do that. Promise me you'll keep making content, and promise me you'll focus on that long form stuff, so that we can get. I mean, do the short form, go for it, but do the long form stuff. That's what's really gonna, grant you long-term success if you're really good at it. Bar None Blades, please help remind me. Right? Bar None Blades. Okay. Yes, absolutely. Knives and Gear Insights is asking for Adventure 50, so I do one per evening, it's sometimes it's the first person who asks, and sometimes it's. I hate to be mean, but I want to be selective and recommend channels that look like they're going to stick with it. So, sometimes people will ask and I'll look and they've got a few shorts and I'll say, hey, make some more content maybe next time. But yeah, like if you bring it up maybe in the next stream, I'd be more than happy to take a look. BEEDC, what's up? MC and Knife Fam heading to Blade Show next weekend. Excited to see some of y'all at Blade Show, and get some awesome content. That's cool, nice. I would love to go to Blade Show for the first time, which sounds absurd as a knife channel with 700,000 subscribers. I've never been. There's something has always come up. Most of it has been stuff with my kids, which, I try to be pretty dedicated to my kids. My kids are in a lot of different sports and different events and things like that, and I always try to prioritize that. But at some point, especially when the youngest one gets a little bit older, and we don't have to feel super guilty about leaving all three of them with grandma, which is that's tough for a grandma, Two kids plus a super little one, I want to get the littlest one a little older, and then someday we'll all be able to meet. And hopefully everybody's nice and nobody wants to punch me in the face, but I don't know. You do this, you do what I do long enough, eventually a few people want to punch you in the face. I hope not. God, I love Kirby. The Kirby NES soundtrack is so good. What's up? Oh, that had a long outro there. There we go. Jeez. If the blade at 12 o'clock laughs when you laugh, it might be... That's an interesting descriptive thing there that you've just said. But I understand it, and it is humorous. CJ likes stuff. Thanks for your donation. Oh, and by the way, to the channel that I'm highlighting tonight, the only reason I'm not highlighting you right now is because I want to get the population higher so that it's worth it, and I'm not constantly yapping about it the whole time. There's a Todd Big mini glimpse for 300 at a look. Is it... Okay, so CJ likes stuff. Is it the Steelcraft mini glimpse, or is it a custom mini glimpse? Because if it's 300, it's probably the Steelcraft series version, which is made by Riot, and it's a really nice knife. But there's no way, unless it's really beat up. If it really is a true custom, and you got to ask him that. If it's a true custom, yeah, all day, because you'll flip that knife for way more money. But you got to find out if it's the Steelcraft series, which is the Riot collab, or if it's the real, the real custom. No one to do that to me? I don't know. There's probably 500 people on Reddit who would love to punch me in the face. Open up the Warhammer knife. Okay. Since everybody essentially has seen it at this point. There she is. I know you guys want to see the morphed blade. Pretty cool. Really, no regrets with acquiring this one. That's been fun. That knife got 1.3 million views on TikTok. And got a few thousand followers from that knife on TikTok, so that's cool. We're actually approaching 200,000 followers on TikTok, which is pretty neat. So, thank you, people who've supported me on TikTok. You said 500 people on Reddit. So for every 500 people on TikTok who want to punch me and might not do a lot of damage, there's at least one guy who's probably like able to knock me out. So I prefer to just not get into it with anybody. Those aren't odds I'm willing to roll a dice on. Sever7, thanks for your donation. Better action, Sakosha versus Acuminal. Also, can you look at an Unkovsky knife short? He's a custom knife maker, straight out of Bloodborne. Okay, Unkovsky, I've heard that before. I can't put an image to that, but yeah, I'll look it up. So Sakosha versus Acuminal. Where are you, bud? There it is. So boy, it's close. The Acuminal's a little smoother. I may have flipped this one more. It's real close. Just being honest. Like, this is a way... Oh, man, I don't know. It's crazy close, dude. This should have far superior action, but you guys know how We Knives does it. You see what I mean here? God, it's almost dead even. I hate to give you that answer. It's such a crap answer, but they're about the same. Two's made a huge difference for our youngest. It's nice to hear that. Thank you for your donation. I'm hoping it makes a giant difference for her and it doesn't fall out. Have you seen the new knives from Grimsmo? The Fjell Integral Button Lock. I did not. I have not. What do they want for it? What do they want for it? They didn't. They sent me the most, like, subdued. They sent me the Jurassic, the original Jurassic Park version. Does this not look like a knife that you would find in the original Jurassic Park Jeep? When what's her name gets under the seat and opens that container with the night vision goggles? This looks like something she would find in there, right? Look at this thing. 100%. That's the aesthetic. M398, ridiculous titanium. Has to be a Cerakote build. Absolutely insane. Super fun, super weird. I think those drop here pretty soon. Yeah, right? Look at the lanyard hole. It's not even it's a little bar. It's like a Lego Man bar attached to the... It's fun. MaxAce is fun, man. I love people, like, not taking themselves too seriously. I like the serious stuff, but I just, I like it when companies just have a good time. Velociraptor feels, yeah, definitely. The pocket clip is a sword. Can we see that? Pretty cool. Other than Kunwu, who at that tier is doing lefty? Boy. Good question. Who is doing dedicated lefty at Kunwu tier? Chinese production with a core price of $250 to $280. Who's doing the lefty dedicated stuff? Can you guys help me out? 26 months of not winning anything. Well, thanks for being here. I appreciate that dedication. That is a very good question. Devo Knives is doing it. That's a good one. Berg Blades is doing it. What's the top left? Wait. Oh, what's on the bottom left of the fancy inlay? So that's the upgraded version of the Sakosha. The mirror polish DLC M398 blade with the Zircotai inlays. That was the special version of the Custom Knife Factory Sakosha. Custom Knife Factory Marfione, and I forget the last name in that, which is really a slap in the face to the other designer. I really should know that, but the chat will fill you in. Shay, thank you very much for the membership there. I think you actually gifted more than just that one. That's cool. Papa EDC, welcome to Knights of the Round. Yeah, very cool finish. Am I overdue for adding Excalibur emojis? I feel like I definitely am. First time joining. It'll get weird. Thanks for being here. Rob, what's up? One more month for 3 years. I'm almost at 8K. 8,000 subs for Rob's Nerdy Knives. Congratulations on that. That is no easy thing to accomplish on YouTube, especially as the space, especially the knife space, becomes so much more saturated, right? It's hard to continue. It's hard to do this consistently enough and to keep motivated enough to break through that barrier. You know, there's a barrier at 1,000. There's another barrier at 10,000. But if you can get to 10,000 subs on YouTube, you're pretty much like on your way for success. If you just keep up with it and you don't do anything wacky or wild, and you don't like, as long as you don't, we were talking about this in chat, you'll see success as long as you don't do anything like ridiculously controversial, or you don't, you know, you don't say something stupid, or I don't know. I've said stupid things, but you don't, like, you do your best not to like push away a big chunk of your audience. And you at 10,000 plus subscribers, you're pretty much set up for success. You just have to keep going. So Rob, you're just about there at 8K, you know, essentially. I would, someone said don't talk politics or religion, and that's what I do here. I don't want to tell anybody how to do their thing. I think that if you want to include that in your content, that's perfectly okay, because people feel very passionate about those subjects. But as a lot of successful content creators, you know, will tell you, when you do that, it makes it really difficult to grow. And it's, you know, a lot of people would point to YouTube censorship. You're also like really isolating certain percentages of your potential audience. And I like to keep it out of my content because my views are very personal. And I also don't really want to make my channel about that stuff. I like knives and I want to focus on the knives, you know? So I think whatever your opinion is on that, it's perfectly fine. It's your channel, do whatever you want. But I know that my viewers would prefer that I would stick to knives. And so that's what I do. Not at the dinner table either, I would agree. TC Blade says, I have 9.54K. I'll hit 10K this weekend. Awesome. That's amazing. Good for you. You're good to go, man. Except that one party wants to end your hobby. That's extremely intelligent. Well, it's... people can take it to that level, you know? People can take it to that. If they... it's so hard to, like, gain... You can't really absorb, like, who somebody is entirely online. But people do it because so many of us are online, and we've just gotten used to, like, deciding who somebody is based on the information presented or the personality presented over... however long, you know. Some people just decide immediately that they don't like you based on your views on certain things, you know. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying that's what people will do on the internet. So you have to understand that, you know. I like the idea of, like, especially on live streams where you get about the most raw, organic version of me. I like the idea of keeping it fun. I like the idea of everybody coming here and having a good time, because people are showing up like wanting to win. And I feel like, you know, if I'm going to have you guys here for however long before I decide to draw for the knives, I want everybody to be happy. A lot of people use my live stream as a way to unwind. I don't want to fill this time with stuff that's going to bother them or stress them out. You know, I like to talk knives. I like to talk about a lot of different things, but for the most part, I like to keep it positive. I haven't figured me out, so good luck for anyone else doing it, and I'm 55. There's a lot of truth to that. I mean, like, we're all still growing. I think we'd all like to say that we know exactly who we are. I'm pretty sure I know who I am. But I know that there's always room to learn and to, you know, change a little bit here and there. I've flip-flopped on certain things here and there, but, you know, like, we're all human. We're all just silly meat sacks floating around and trying to figure out life for this short amount of time we're on Earth. We all do. Everybody has regrets. Everybody's done stuff that they regret. Everybody messes up. And we're all capable of good. You know, you just have to choose to do it. It sounds so generic. Like, yeah, you can say that, but like doing it sometimes is a lot harder than saying it. Doing it is always harder than saying it. I'm curious as your thoughts on Cobra Tech. I bought a small one for $70 and I feel I've really got my money's worth. So, Samuel, first and foremost, hold up, 55? Thanks for your donation. Samuel, first and foremost, I want to say this. If you are happy with that knife, that's all that matters, right? Thanks for your donation, Chasing the Apex. Don't sing again. I don't plan on it. All that matters is that you're happy with it, but you need to know the truth behind Cobra Tech knives. They don't actually make them. Those are rebranded Microtech clones from AliExpress, usually, or borrowed designs. You know, all of the parts are manufactured in China, and then they're shipped to, I think it's a Texas business, and that's where they assemble them. The truth is that a lot of the stuff that you buy directly through Cobra Tech can be found in its original, copied form on AliExpress for much less. But I've heard that the build quality is good enough to depend on it as a regular cutting tool. So again, don't let all of the snobby, like, I'm a knife reviewer, so I try to dig into stuff like that and find out the truth behind it. But if it's working for you and you paid $70 for it and you feel good with it, then it's a good knife, A lot of times Cobra Tech is the gateway into some of the nicer autos. And whether that ends up being the case for you or not, it doesn't really matter as long as you're happy with it, You're going to get people in chat poking, taking jabs and stuff. Just remember, it's about you. It's your journey, Have I handled a concept Leviathan? Should I dip into the blade, show money, and buy a large Sebenza? I have handled the Leviathan. It's awesome, but I like big, crazy knives. It's not comfortable to disengage, and it's very big and very clunky and very awkward. Should I dip into my blade, show money, and buy a large Sebenza? If you are a big fan of the legacy behind Chris Reeve knives, and you just love the Sebenza, then sure. But I mean, that's a lot of money out of a Blade Show budget. Go to Blade Show first, because the large Sebenza will always be there. If you go to Blade Show and there's nothing there for you, you can always turn around and buy a large Sebenza, right? So that's what I think. Personally, if I was going to buy a Chris Reeve knife and I didn't own any, which I do, I would buy the Umnumzon or the Inkosi. But again, it's about you. It's your money, Can I shout you out trying to get to 500? I have one set up for tonight, Barbie. But let me take a look real quick at your channel there, and I appreciate you being a member and also donating. But maybe for another live stream. 339 subs. We've got a couple of videos, and then we have a whole bunch of YouTube shorts. So that's good. I like to see a lot, like when I shout out channels, and I'm not trying to say that you're not worthy of it or anything like that. I like to see a lot of long form content because I know that that's what my subscribers like to see. But maybe in the future for sure. So, but again, I appreciate the donation. I appreciate you being a member. But tonight we've got somebody. Oh, crap. Thank you. I'm sorry. Sorry. Thank you for reminding me of the stupid alarms. I'm doing my best to get those, like the way that I've set those up. I have to have alarms. I have to. If you guys understand, I have a very little one. So the alarms on my phone that I've set for one reason or another are super important. They just, sometimes they happen over live streams and I forget to disengage them on certain nights. Thank you. Sorry about that. A lot of cash on the table tonight. You want to see more budget stuff in the future? That's perfectly fair. Yeah, for sure. How do I like the Hawk Talon? Let me tell you about the Hawk Talon. And instead of, listen, I'm about to tell you something. A lot of people are about to do that thing where they say, yeah, right. So just give me a sec here. So instead of telling people and having them not believe me, this has been EDC'd quite a bit. And I'll tell you, this is a very expensive knife, okay? So when I got this, the plan was to save queen it. This is so good. It's so good, and I love it so much. I was like, no, I'm not safe queening this one. I'm EDCing it. I love this knife. It is so freaking good, man. It's so good. Absolutely love it. It's a EDC. I'm going to EDC it. I know that if keeping it in perfect condition would inevitably result in it being worth substantially more. I don't care. I love it. I won't do that with all of my knives. Sometimes I get a new knife and I go, that's a safe queen. And sometimes I go, that's a user. You know, this is a user. That aluminum can's not going to do anything to this, guys. And a lot of people will tell you, you know, that's not really that cool. But I think maybe I did just put a little mark on there. Look at there. I put a little battle scar on it. Oh, boy. It's all right. Edge is good. Oh, we got some nice scars over here. That can did a little bit of damage. It's fine. User. User. Nope. People love to think that I don't use certain knives. It's fine. And you know, like some people just need to have a certain image of me in their head in order for everything to make sense. And for some people, it just doesn't make sense that somebody like me would EDC this stuff. And the reality is that I do sometimes. But, you know, everybody's the main character in their own life. And some people just don't want to view me like that. And it's fine. Whatever. I can't stop it. I can't stop people from saying he doesn't carry or use anything, you know, like, all right. I don't generally sell things out of my personal collection, but when I do, my patrons will tell you that it's all dramatically discounted. I've never actually taken a knife and tried to like make way over retail, anywhere near retail at all, you know. Usually on Patreon, I sell things at half price. I sold my Omega Seamaster to a patron who's in the military for, I think he got that for $2,500. It had maybe like an 1/8 of an inch scuff on the clasp, and he got that watch for, I think it was maybe $2,700. I was happy to do that. What am I drinking? Michelob Ultra, because I'm a basic boy. I'm just a simple Kansas boy. Am I a watch guy too? I am, yes. But I like stuff that like, I think watch guys wouldn't, like true watch guys wouldn't like as much. Tonight I'm wearing the Kunwu Nanhai because this is a knife guy's watch. Full mirror polish DLC clasp and bands or bracelet. And it's a Salida movement, and then we have a Timascus bezel, which is awesome. Is that a new Midgard's Messer up top? Yeah, it is. It's a completely unnamed prototype. They sent it to me, I guess, to just prepare people for its eventual release. But I asked them what it was called, and they said we don't have a name for it yet. So there you go. Look at that pocket clip. Jeez. Absolutely wild. I like the Rolex sub. I'm just not ready to spend. What does a Rolex sub go for on the gray market? 12 grand, 13 grand. I'm trying to save for a new truck. I don't need to be buying watch. Yeah, 12K. I don't want to be dropping $12,000 on a watch right now. I think Rolex is cool. I'm just not there. Not yet, at least. Aesthetic. Oh my God, guys, we're in a pickle. Ben S, you just made me realize. So I got another way to do it, and it's okay. I don't have the iPad because my son has this game that he loves to play on it, and I don't usually let my I'm not an iPad dad. I don't give my iPad to my kids, but my son is absolutely dedicated to this game that they have in school, where it's like a math game, but it's like Pokemon, and he's super into it, and you have to do math problems in order to like make it work. And he's so into it, and he plays it like outside of school. And so I'm like, okay, well, you can play it. You can use the iPad for that. He took the darn thing to his grandma's house tonight, so I don't I don't have it. I'm gonna have to use the laptop. I'm gonna have to awkwardly position the laptop under the camera tonight. Great. That'll be fun. Is it Super Quest? It's some kind of... He was telling me about it. It's like wizards with little animals, and it's a lot like Pokemon, but you have to get the math problem right to like get them to use their spells. And I was like, yeah, it sounds like Harry Potter and Pokemon mixed together. Of course you'd love that, you know? But he's real pumped because he's on like level 92 or something, and so he's big into it. So yeah, Prodigy. That's exactly what it is. Prodigy. I'm not judging any parents, so just understand, I'm not judging you for how you raise your kids. Not only do I severely limit iPad time, but we do not bring tablets, phones, or any iPad, anything when we go out to eat. The kids are required to sit there. They can use the coloring mats, or they can converse with us, but we don't do iPads at dinner. Downing22, thanks for your donation. We also have our kids, I don't know how you guys feel about this, we have our kids speak up and order their own food if we're at a restaurant. They select what they want, and then when it's their turn, we say, speak loudly, read the menu, figure out what you want, look directly at the waiter or waitress, and tell them exactly what you want. Like, I feel like that's a skill that should be developed early. What's that knife with gold/yellow accents? Oh, that's the Max Ace Dragon Knight. Super weird. Very cool, extremely premium. Say please and thank you is so important. So important, especially like at a restaurant where like food staff is constantly treated like crap. It's like, make their job easy. I don't understand people who are so nasty to people in food service. It's just insane. Tell them what you want. I can understand having a complicated order, especially if you have like dietary restrictions and stuff, but just say please and thank you and tell people what you want. Learn how to interact with another human being, you know? Some people are such assholes to food service people, you know? And tip them. You choose what you tip, but for the love of God, tip them. Brian Green, thanks for your donation. Help. Thoughts on the Asher Spiral and Twill? Oh, the Asher Spiro Spiral and the Berg Sweeney carbon fiber. Is one superior? I can't remember the Asher. But I like... The Berg Sweeney is pretty cool, but it's also pretty straightforward. I feel like... I mean, this is such a BS answer, especially considering you paid for that question. But you gotta choose the one that speaks to you the most aesthetically, because they're both built well. Your friend got a bag of food thrown at her through a window? What did your friend do? You have to, like, man, people working, like, at a window, like, they don't want to be there. I understand, like, everybody... I'm not saying, like, people in food service are immune... Like, you can't blame them for anything they do, but it's like, would you want to do that? I wouldn't want to do that. I'm not saying that that's, like, you should look down on people who do those jobs. I'm just saying, like, I'd want to cut people some slack, because you never know what kind of people they have to deal with. Whenever I order something, I try, even if I'm having a bad day, I'm like, I don't want to be the person who makes this person's day worse. She was cool, though. One time in college, I was so annoyed by the vehicle behind me at Burger King. I'm kind of ashamed to admit this, but there was a vehicle behind me at the Burger King drive-thru line that kept... It was three ladies who were having a good time, and they were clearly intoxicated, and their music was so loud that it was making it hard for anybody to understand, like, trying to order. And even when I went to get my food, like it was making it difficult. And they were like making their night everybody's night. And they were like having like a main character, kind of like this is our song. And we're like living and we're young and we're free and we're living and you're a part of it whether you want to be or not. And I ordered a small ice cream and I threw it backwards and it hit their windshield. And then they turned their windshield wipers on and it smeared it all over them. And we drove away as fast as possible. I'll never forget that. I have no idea whether or not that was funny to them or if that was irritating. I imagine it'd be irritating, but I thought it was funny that their music kept playing. They were no longer celebrating, but their music was still playing. That wasn't a very nice thing of me to do. But that was not the food service people. That was the people behind me in the car. I just remember looking back because my friends were like, they turned their windshield wipers on and it made such a mess of it. It was a vanilla ice cream. It was like a small Burger King shake and it just, it was all over the windshield. Not okay. Don't do that. You can get in trouble for that. But I did do that in college. It was perfectly thrown. Like I threw it backwards out of the passenger window because I wasn't driving, and I was like, maybe it'll land on their hood, and it just hit like the perfect spot in the middle of their windshield. I think I was 20 when I did that. I mean, they're youngins, but I was the same age as the people behind me. Oh yeah, I did some dumb stuff in college, man. Some super dumb stuff. I got stuck in a cedar bush because I was running, and like you ever been like to the point in the evening where it's 2 a.m. and the bars have closed and you're in a state. You are not in a position. You're in a position where you need to have friends that have had much less alcohol than you. I was not, and for some reason, and this has happened a lot. I feel the urge to run. Not away from anyone or not out of panic. I just, for some reason, I'll run really fast. And I saw like a huge overgrown cedar bush. And my brain was like, you should run as fast as you can and jump into that. I did. And I got so far into it and it was so dense that like I was stuck. And I hit it and I was upside down. I immediately regretted it. I was like, it hurts and I'm stuck. And my friends were like, we got to pull you out. And I was like, don't, it hurts. The branches are stuck. And they're like, we have to pull you out. You can't be on the side of the street with your feet sticking out of the middle of a cedar bush. They pulled me out and I had like sticks like stuck in my arms and legs. It was awful. Is $20 donos enough to get you to play some jazz? No. Do not pay me for that. I won't do it. Jazz, you say? I'm trying to think of what I'd rather do. I would rather I'd rather stick 100 thumbtacks in an onion and swallow it whole than listen to jazz. I'd rather take a rowboat into the maelstrom in World of Warcraft than listen to jazz. I would rather build a double helix out of toothpicks while wearing boxing gloves than listen to jazz. Just play the right notes! What was that quote? Shout out to my college buddies Blake and Malik on the football team back in college for pulling me out of that cedar bush. I don't think two normal human beings could have done it. I was in there deep. But very specifically, my two buddies who played on the football team at Hayes, they pulled me out by my ankles. Two very large, strong people pulled me out of there that night. And anybody else, I think I'd still be there to this day. My skeleton would be in that cedar bush. So thank you very much to Blake and Malik. These are big boys. These were, Blake was 6'4", 255, and Malik was 6'6", and 285. Large fellas. Both of them gripped an ankle with one hand and pulled me out, and they scolded me and said, "Don't do that again. Don't run away from us. We're trying to get you home." I think that there's probably something to jazz, so I don't want to come down on people who like it. My brain, it doesn't resonate with me. You know? I want to listen to Dimmu Borgir. I don't want to listen to jazz. This is jazz? But listen, if it's in the style of jazz, like this is, but there's harmony and there's notes that don't clash with each other, and there's a clear melody, there's progression, right? I'm not saying that I'm a music guy and I know everything, but I can tell where the melody's gonna go. This isn't jazz. I need metal. I need energy. I don't necessarily need metal. I want energy and progression. And I like big stops and big slams and big uplifting moments. I like all that stuff. Good evening, everybody. I'm on the edge. Thank you very much for your donation. Very kind of you. I don't know jazz. You're right. I don't. You're right. I don't know jazz. Hey, who is the channel we were going to help out? We got almost 1,000 people in here. We'll get them. I'm not going to promise we get them to 1,000 subs tonight, but we can get them a couple hundred subs real quick. I don't want to get to the point where I'm annoying people and you guys are holding me captive to do something ridiculous. We had a fun time last live stream, but that's not going to be a regular thing. So we're going to help somebody out a little bit tonight, and then we're going to move forward. Help me out. Who's the channel we're going to... Bar None Blades? Oh, he's still saved in my search bar. Yeah. Okay. So he's currently at 414 subs. I think we can easily get him to 700 tonight. So real quick... I'm going to replace my Patreon message there. So at the top of chat is a link that will take... It should take you to Bar None Blades. It shouldn't take you anywhere else. But this gentleman has definitely created some long and short form content. He's at 414 subs, and I think that we could definitely help him out. And, he's got a giveaway at 500. So there you go. You guys can easily get him past 500 and then support him in the giveaway. So he's at 455, but I think we could get him to 700. Where's our copyright-free metal playlist? Have you listened to copyright-free metal, Noah? Like, it's there. You know when someone cooks a bad meatloaf? It's still meatloaf, but it's not right. Copyright-free metal is like, it's like bad meatloaf. Jazz metal, that'd be an interesting combination. You don't want to listen to copyright-free metal, man. It's just, it doesn't. He's at 508, so let's get him to 700. We'll get him to 700. We can do that. If you have not clicked on the link at the top of chat to support this new content creator, please do. It's like I always say, you never know. This guy could be the next top dog. He might, even if he's not the top dog, he might be your next favorite content creator. You might watch his channel and go, Metal Complex sucks, I'm watching this guy. And that's fine. Have you handled a Kaiser Feeweed yet? Yes, I have. I actually gave one away here. I think it was on the last stream. It's pretty cool. Monetizing for a channel 1K worth it? Yeah, absolutely. You're putting time in. I'll never understand people who don't like the idea of content creators, especially knife reviewers, making any money. They absolutely should. They should make money. You can even easily join affiliate programs and just be honest. There's nothing wrong with that. Make money. You're putting an effort in. If you're creating something and other people are consuming it, you should be paid for it. But it's your responsibility to be honest, at least with your own opinion, and not be motivated simply by the idea of making money if you're promoting something that you can make money off of. Just be honest and be yourself, because your audience will immediately be able to tell. There are too many intelligent people watching your content for you to try and fake something. Don't risk it. Just be yourself. It's the best way to do it. Make a small cut in your giveaway card. Make a small cut in my giveaway card. This? Well, Stacy made this for me. I don't want to cut into it. But I feel like... I wonder if Stacy would be honored. I will if Stacy pops in here and she says she'd be honored, go ahead, then I'll do it. Thanks for your donation. Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA star. That's the contra code. That's the universal contra code. Where are we at with Bar None? Bar None has 563 subs. Our goal tonight is 700 subs for Bar None. Please click on the link at the top of chat and help out a newer content creator. Steve, thanks for your donation. Dion Nell just finished my custom dagger. Should get it after Blade Show Texas. Also have a Dave Baker custom hunter incoming. You're about to be incredibly wowed and incredibly happy. Dion Nell is a custom knife maker that I would recommend everybody invest in. He's amazing, and he deserves all of the attention in the world. I'm not super familiar with Dave Baker's work personally. In fact, I'm not personally familiar with it at all. But it sounds like you're about to have a really good time. I think that's money well spent. Is Stacy in here? I need to ask Stacy first. She says go ahead. So you guys want me to make a mark in this? What should we do it with? Should we do it with a hawk? Oh, are you ready to cringe? Oh, there we go. Can we see it? You'll have to trust me, it's there. Alright, we carved into it with a 950? What did I pay for that? It's fine, the hawk's fine. The hawk's a user. I'm not singing for subs. No. I'm already your jester. What more do you want from me? You already come here to watch me figuratively dance. I'm not singing. Have you got anybody who hasn't seen that last week's live stream? How was that? Experiencing me trying to sing Bye 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 with no background music. Just off of memory. I pulled up the lyrics. It was not easy for anybody to get through. Somebody paid me $100 to shut up. That's real. Somebody donated $100. Actually, they said, I want my time back. He was upset with my singing quality. He was also upset that he invested his time in. Scream some metal. I can't do it. Have you guys tried? How many of you who like metal have tried to, in the privacy of your own vehicle, with the windows rolled up, how many of you have tried to do it? Don't lie. I know you have. You know that moment after you do it and you realize that you can't do it? It's not a good feeling. The sound that comes out of your face is so bad. It sounds like you stuffed a kazoo down a bullfrog's throat and squeezed it out like a tube of Crest. It's not a good noise. And all of a sudden you have an extreme respect for people who do scream like that in a quality way. You realize you cannot do it. Mouth farts is a great way to describe that. It sounds so bad. I've tried and failed. I've also tried, I've said this many times, when I was a kid, my dad set up a little mowing business for my brother and I. And so some of the bigger lots would take a couple hours. And I remember sitting on that lawnmower, and I thought it was private. You know, I never considered somebody might be looking at me. But as an 11 or 12-year-old, many times on that riding mower, I would just set it in cruise control and try as hard as I could to throw a Kamehameha. Like I'd be listening to Disturbed or Nickelback or Evanescence, and I'd be like, I'm feeling it. on this riding lawnmower in the middle of this Kansas field. I'm going to throw a Kamehameha blast. I realize now that if I had been successful, I was aiming at a lot of my neighbors' houses, so it wouldn't have gone over well. Fortunately, I was not successful in any of my 20-plus ventures into that science. Many times. As an 11 or 12-year-old, I was like, I feel like I can do it. If you mix metal and jazz, you get metal complex in the worst way possible. I'm sure that's true. What's the knife above the Heretic Medusa? That is the Hive Mind, which has got an interesting story behind it. It's very similar to how I designed my own knife. It's the Aurora knife and tool Hive Mind. So they superimposed 500 popular knives, and they erased lines until they came up with what they describe as the knifiest knife in existence. So this is the product of superimposing 500 popular knives and erasing lines until they got the perfect blade and perfect handle according to them, which is an interesting way to do it. No surprise that it comes up as a pretty generic profile. What's funny is that I actually did that with a lot of knives for my own knife and came up with a design that wasn't too far off. So if you do this yourself, take your favorite knives. The way I did it is lazy. I just took... Now, ultimately, we erased lines to make sure that we weren't completely duplicating anything. But if you guys remember the original story with Excalibur, I took a lot of the knives that I loved, and I just traced around them and kept tracing around like my favorite designs on one specific spot, and then I had all these like knife profiles, and I erased lines until I had exactly what I wanted. And that's where we started with Excalibur, and then Kunmu helped me alter and change things to where we had something that would actually work. You like that Kubi Sumo? So there's a story behind that sumo, and I imagine many people in chat remember that. That knife originally used to cost like over $400 until it didn't. But at the current price, I think it's fine. Chasing the Apex, thanks for your donation. There are no right notes, but there is some crappy jazz. I say this as a metal lover. Tool has crazy time signatures that drive people away because it's too hard to count anything before. So that's funny that you say that. Tool. So growing up, I kind of was like introduced to Tool by a friend who liked a lot of the same music as me, and he's like, you got to listen to Tool, man, you'd like him. And some of Tool's music, like certain parts of it, I was like, this kicks ass. And other parts of Tool's music, I'm like, did they just give up? Did they just turn the guitar sideways and start chewing on it? Like, what's the drummer doing? What's the bassist doing? What's the guitar, like, what are they doing? And then they would get through that part and then get back to something else that sounded good. But Tool is so weird to me. I listen to them because a lot, well, at least some of their better songs, don't ask me to name them, because I can't. But some of their better songs I really enjoyed most parts. But they also had absolute trash. Like, I guess you could say that about any band. The yellow goal is a little out of place here. Yeah, that was definitely intentional. That's Max Ace just being Max Ace. Max Ace is very unapologetic with their wacky stuff. And obviously they're plenty capable. You know, if you look at the Black Mirror, they can make a basic, straightforward, super utilitarian EDC knife. They can also put a great price tag on it. But the people behind Max Ace do not do normal. They'll do it just for the sake of reaching different audiences, but they do crazy. And they make it premium. I appreciate that. You like that Militon? Me too. Timascus inlays on both sides with DLC, super high satin finished M390. That's a special one there. I don't know why they sent that one to me, because they sold out. They sent it to me and I was like, oh, they want people to know about this. So they sold out before I could even think about making a video. So I wanted to ask them, like, why did you guys, like, you guys know I like it. I've already said I like the Militop. Maybe they're just being nice. Said new auto stitch. No, it's the new Medusa in bronze. Are there still bronze Medusas sitting around? The bronze Medusa is the coolest one they've done. And look at this. They called this OD green. This is a forest green anno with bronze hardware. This is one of the nicest, coolest looking knives. And I'm biased because I like the bronze finish on the blade. But this is one of my favorite heretics that I think I said Medusa's. It's a Medusa, but it's one of my favorite heretic knives ever. Just like the color combination here is so cool. Super powerful. You can see my hand shaking there. Very powerful auto. I'm so bummed I have to hold my laptop screen up to the thing tonight. But we got to do what we got to do, guys. We got to do what we got to do. Master Chief configuration. Exactly. I should have said that. That's a great option. Looks, that's Master Chief's knife. Look at this. It's perfect. Master Chief knife. Hands down. Something that the knife world has not properly tackled are knives that are not like perfectly silhouetted after like video game culture weapons, but that have a similar aesthetic or an aesthetic that is themed entirely around celebrated characters. Kratos, Geralt, Master Chief, Super Mario, Link. The list goes on and on. You gotta do this. You gotta do this. Be careful about copyright, but make it obvious. It's a good idea. Cloud Strife. I said Kratos, that's God of War. But yeah. Simon Belmont. You can do it. Yeah, that Maxace should tackle that. That's such a good idea. We gotta all collectively pitch that to Maxace. Like somebody like if you can screen record that section of the live stream and pitch it to Maxace, that's a good idea. Ken's Schuler, thanks for your donations. Very generous of you. I'm new to the knife community and enjoying your channel, man. Will Excalibur ever be for sale again? I also like nice DuckTales music. Thank you. Yeah, Excalibur has a long roadmap in front of it, and not only will it be available again, but as many different configurations at as many different price points that we can do, we will do. I can't pump them out every few months like people would like me to, but I am going to try and offer it to as many different types of people as possible. Left hand, right hand, people who want a budget version, people who want a super version. Like, we're going to do all that. I'm glad you guys like Excalibur. I gotta reiterate, I know people are not happy with the clip, and we're dedicated to fixing that. God, it's already 7:19. It's already been an hour. I'm serious when I would do these live streams for 3 hours if I could. And I know a lot of you are like, I can't stand you for 3 hours, but for the people who would be dedicated to just sit in here and talk with me, I would do it. Even if it was like 50 people. No problem. Okay, I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Don't you dare talk about cool stuff without me. Okay, you guys aren't talking about cool stuff, are you? Better not be. No, you're just shouting numbers like usual. That's fine. Okay. All right. Enough. He's back. Shit. Oh, you guys. So you guys were talking shit. Is that what you do? That's okay. If you don't know about, whoops, sorry, let me scroll up. If you don't know about numbers, you haven't been around long enough. Yeah, that's true. The number thing, I mean, it's not even worth explaining at this point. What's your fantasy scenario where that gold knife on your table saves the day? If I use that gold knife to pry whatever was jamming a door on it, like a burning vehicle, and there was somebody trapped inside. Not that the gold knife would be optimized for that, but if for some reason that was the only thing I was carrying, and I used that knife to free a person, especially a child, from a burning vehicle, like that's epic. Not because of the knife, but because that's what I had on me, and in the perfect scenario, a child was saved. Yeah, I think that's the perfect scenario for anything. If the only thing I had on me was a balloon animal, and I somehow was able to save a child's life with it, well, like I feel like that's the ultimate. That's the perfect scenario for anything. Well, sure, break the window, but like breaking the window, from what I understand, not that I have personal experience, that's not always the only thing in your way. A smashed vehicle, everything that's supposed to operate the way that it is supposed to operate doesn't always operate that way. So sometimes breaking the window is only part of the battle, right? Shout out to firefighters and people who actually have to deal with that. I would have no idea what to do. Thank God there are people who do know. I would try. I'd try. For sure. Jaws of Life, I spread the blade out and it somehow like pulls enough material apart to free somebody. Yeah, sure. Should I try a ramlock stitch or the auto? Well, I mean, that comes down to, do you like switchblades? If switchblades are like your thing, then yeah, you should know that the auto stitch is thicker and bulkier. So if you're big into autos and you like the big chunky overbuilt stuff, yeah, for sure, because the auto stitch is super powerful. It's one of the most powerful sight opening production autos I've ever felt. But if you don't want that and you want something it's a little thinner behind the edge, is ambidextrous and easier and more like natural to operate, then I'd go with the Ramlock. It's also less expensive by quite a bit. It's like $150 less expensive. I feel like there's a meme in here that I'm not aware of. You guys all keep repeating the same thing. There's clearly something humorous that I'm not aware of. My favorite, I do have to like mock scene for this one. My favorite thing going around, at least on TikTok, is because I'm a millennial, and I feel like this joke is spot on, even though I don't partake in this aesthetic or this culture, but as a millennial, I feel like this joke against millennials is hilarious. The current joke on social media is about all like the trendy burger joints that have that, like it's Cody Red Wing and the Broken Hearts. We are young. We've got fire in our soul. We've got fire. We go hard or go home. That is the funniest thing, with the freaking $20 burgers and a $7 freaking truffle fries. That is the funniest thing, and it is so true. The joke about like they call burgers handhelds, and they're all their artesian this or that. And it's so, what happened to us? Where we were all like certain groups of millennial people were like, everything we do and say, how we appear has to be rustic. We have to either make weird tables, craft beers, or open our own like artesian burger joints. Like, what the hell? Why? It's not unique at all. They're everywhere. They suck a couple of them can be good, but they're so funny, man. So good. That's such a spot on meme. You remember the table? They try to make the tables with the epoxy wood tables, and it's supposed to look like a river running through it. It just ends up looking like wood with ejaculate all over it. Sorry if you have kids watching. I'm trying to choose my words carefully. But that truffle fries are good. I'm not saying they're not good, but it is irritating to order a burger for $20 and then the fries are like, you got to pay more. So your meal ends up being nowadays $27 plus tax, bare minimum, not including tip. Yeah, if you're millennial, this is how we're going down. Whether you're that, I'm not that person at all, but this is how we go down in history. This is how we'll be remembered. I don't know what our millennial people considered a complainy bunch. I know that the perception of pretty much everybody is that, and no, listen, I'm not trying to, because I know plenty of people from different age groups that are plenty cool, so I'm not judging anybody. The general consensus is that the baby boomers have had the easiest life ever, and they're the most complainy crowd. Gen X seems to be pretty hardcore. They're the type of people who will bust their shin on a trailer hitch and not say anything or even shed a tear, but they tend to be fairly aggressive. Millennials, I feel like, are pretty... I feel like we don't complain, but maybe we do, and we just like we were like the original obnoxious hipsters. And then Gen Z, I don't even know what to say about Gen Z. I don't perfectly understand them. Gen X seems like an aggro crowd to me, but I would bet money. Out of all the different generations of people busting their shins on trailer hitches. A boomer might sue, even if it's their own trailer. This sounds mean. I'm getting personal with this. I don't mean to be. I'm just poking fun. When I think of Gen X, I think of Limp Bizkit. If you're Gen X, that's how I picture you in my mind. You are Fred Durst. And if you're what is the line? If the day keeps going this way, you might break somebody's effing face tonight. That's how I picture you. Think of Gen X, or I think of Zach the Wild's dad. I'll have to check him out. Zach is chill, man. Zach has to be my age. Is Zach in his mid-30s or his early 30s? Oh, we haven't gotten... guys, hold on. Bar None is at... We got to do this. Guys, Bar None, the link at the top of chat... That's Bar None Blades. We're trying to get this guy to 700 subs tonight. He's at 596. Come on, let's finish this up. There's 1,200 people in here. At the top of chat is a big, long, white oval. It's a link. It's going to a YouTube channel we're trying to support tonight. The goal tonight was 700 subs. He's at 596. He's at 610 now. There are plenty of you who could help this guy out. Gen X is Metallica. Ask anybody like how to define a generation, you're going to get a million different answers. 638. Come on. Come on. Put the pedal to the metal. Come on, let's go. That's not something I say, but I said it just now. Come on. Let's do it. Listen to this music. Does this hype you up? I'm hyped. You should be hyped. Click that link. Help this guy out. 700. Let's do it. Otherwise, you have to keep hearing me talk about it. 668. Do it. Now. Do it. Do it. 3, 2, 1. Do it. Do it now. Click on the link. Subscribe. Help this guy out. 679. Come on now. So many of you are holding out. How many likes does this live stream have? This guy should have at least that many new subs. Do it. If you're watching on TV, log on your phone and just do it. Help him out. I promised I would do this, and I haven't been paying attention. 698. There we go. 703. Congratulations. We definitely helped this guy. Almost 300 new subscribers for this gentleman tonight. Congratulations. Very cool. I'm not going to sing, but I'm proud of you guys for helping out a new channel. Bar None says he won't let you guys down. He won't, because I promise you, because there's now he already had hundreds of people subscribe and he's got hundreds of new subs. He's going to dedicate. This is a great song. What is this? Oh, Adventures of Link, of course. MC topped us to get someone else. Listen, me using my live stream audience, all the different ways that I could like tell you guys like click on this, you know, if I wanted to, I could bombard you guys with affiliate links. Now I leave my Patreon up there because I legitimately want you guys to click on my Patreon if you want to, but I don't do that. I would rather use, if I'm gonna try and direct traffic on a live stream, I feel like one of the best ways to do that is to direct traffic to newer content creators. And I fully believe that. It's not like oh, look at me, I'm doing a nice thing. I legitimately believe that that's one of the best uses of a live stream audience. So, for those of you who do participate in that and who do partake and support these other channels, thank you. Steve, thanks for your gifted memberships there. Very cool. Oh, you do? You like the Patreon community? Well, on that note, what does a guy like Metal Complex do on Patreon? I'm happy to tell you. So, let me start off with this way. So, I do once a month Patreon exclusive giveaways, and today we drew for the monthly giveaway. And the knife that I gave away on Patreon was the Crescent Edges. This is an MC spec exclusive Crescent Edges Eternal in DLC made by Riot. I try to do fun special giveaways for my patron members once a month, and that's what we did. I will continue to do those giveaways once a month at the same time, providing the card literally says MC spec on it. And the reason is because I end up picking up a different Eternal and the Spade. So I try to give away special like channel related knives or just really special knives in general to Patreon members for supporting me. But I also do once a week exclusive content, behind the scenes stuff, updates, things that you might not hear about on the channel for weeks. We also have Patreon exclusive buy, sell, trade, and chat. We also have private knife sales where I discount things heavily, and you gain access to my private Discord server. You can do all of this for as little as $1 a month, and there's no difference between the tiers. You can pay me more if you want to, but all the tiers are the same, so I'd recommend the cheap one. You can access my Patreon by clicking on the link right at the top of chat right now. Your support is greatly appreciated. What will I do with the money? I will buy knives and turn them into content. That's my promise to you. But at the same time, you're joining a great community. There's a ton of people there, ton of people on Discord, and they're all awesome. Very positive, very chill, very relaxed. And I'd like to think that all of my patrons are very happy. So, shout out to my patrons tonight. You guys are awesome. I will continue to try and provide fun stuff there and do cool things. But yeah, if you want to join, it's up there. Memberships, channel memberships give you the badge beside your name, and you also gain access to the Excalibur emojis that are unique to members. You need to hook Goku up. You're right. Goku has never asked anything of me, but you're right. I should. Channel members will show off the Excalibur emojis right now, if you would be so kind. But if you're a channel member, which is separate from Patreon, you can also join that by clicking on the link in my description. you do get unique emojis that are pretty recognizable. You get swords. You get fun stuff. PNGs that I've created that are probably copyright. There they are. We'll give away memberships, and lots of my own members will actually donate memberships during live streams, which you guys have been awesome about, but I will also donate some memberships tonight, and then you can decide for yourself if that's worth continuing. We are just children. That's fine. I think that's a nice thing about being self-aware in this community is a lot of what we enjoy is, you know, childish, well, stuff that we would enjoy as a child that we get to enjoy as an adult. And we can feel comfortable enjoying because there are so many of us who enjoy the same thing. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit complicated because instead... Oh, you know what? I just heard everybody come home. So instead of making this super complicated, I'm going to run upstairs real quick and see if my son brought the iPad home. And if he did, this will go smoothly. So give me 1 second. Let me run upstairs. Good news. We got it. We got it. We're good. We're good to go. Okay, I'm going to try and move a lot of this stuff off the table real quick. Bear with me. Just give me a sec here. That one. What else goes? That one goes. That goes in my pocket. A lot of these we're just going to move off to the side. This one's got to go back in the larger case. And so does the Borka. The rest of these, I think for now, we can move off to the side and that'll be okay. If this is your first time joining a live stream, you absolutely do have to do what it says right here in the middle of the table, which is to open the link in the description and find the enter here link, which should be right at the top. And then you actually have to click that link and go into the private video and enter. It's not a trick. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I keep all the comments in one place. So please do that. And then we're actually going to have to move here pretty quickly. So while you guys are doing that, I'm going to go ahead and give away the memberships that I usually give away. So we're going to do... I'm going to donate 10 memberships real quick. just because I don't have time to do it later. I'm glad we got some extra time tonight, but I won't have any time to hang out afterwards. So there's 10 from me. And then, okay, so I'm going to guess everybody has entered. So we're going to go ahead and get these pouches out here real quick. And remember, if you win tonight, if your name is drawn, you're getting a premium, you're getting 2 premium knives no matter what. There's only 4 left from this batch, and I've made it to where everything that's in the pouches are premium knives. One of them is very, very premium. So, give me a sec here. Just trying to get the link here. Okay. Comment Bigger website. We're gonna refresh the page. We're gonna refresh the page. There it is. And we're gonna go up to the entry field where we put the link in. So here's the link. The exact link you all entered under. Filter duplicate users is on. We're gonna go down and we're gonna get YouTube comments here real quick and see how many people are entered. There we go. Probably a lot. Probably close to 1,500. $13, $14, $15, 1,508 comments with 1,000, basically 1,400 live participants. So, the first winner is, gotta be here, Florida River Champs, a handsome gentleman in a white baseball cap. He says, "Happy birthday, MC." Thanks again. This is clearly a regular. So, Florida River Champs is the first winner. We have to find him in chat. So, chat, I know you want to say congratulations, but let's let the man speak. Make himself known. He's right there. He says, "I'm freaking out." Michael. All right. Michael, no matter what you pick, 1 through 4, you get to choose 2. No matter what you pick, it's going to be something awesome. So give me 2 numbers. Chat, slow down. Let him talk. He's going to pick his 2 winnings. It is big. There's a lot of people who enter, so I can understand freaking out. He wants 2 and 4. That's a good choice. Number 2 and number 4. So let's open up number 2. Oh, we have the new Reich 1902. Is it the S? Yeah, the compact Reich 1902 with the lava camo, carbon fiber, titanium, and M390 with the nice accents there. A very, very cool knife and really wonderful for EDC. Definitely a premium knife and definitely one that you will enjoy. Or you can sell it or trade it, whatever you want to do. For your second one, I know what this is because I can feel it. It's nothing. I'm kidding. It wouldn't fit in here. But it is the Vero Milan fixed blade, which is really cool. And the Milan is, I believe, M390, hand rub satin finish M390, and titanium. We think we can actually read on the outside of the box here. Hand satin, it doesn't say. But almost certainly, where's the steel? I know that this is M390. I know that this is M390. But yeah, so that's yours as well. So there you go. Congratulations. I'll keep that in there with a little safety thing on the tip, and I'll get that shipped to you. So you need to email me at metalcomplex87 with your first and last name, your shipping information, and the exact knives that you won. That's what you need to do. Sorry for cutting this a little short tonight, guys. I gotta kind of rush it here. But that's what you gotta do. So these will be yours, and I'll keep them perfectly safe. And yes, I do have the original box for the 1902S. Now, for the second winner, this is all that's left. The Ultra Premium's in there. Hold on, let me fill this out. I'm opening this one first. Okay, since I pulled this off screen, we're just going to reload it because I know there's going to be new entries, so we're going to go ahead and get them. For people who entered a little bit late, even if it's just a few people, we got to do it. We do have to do it, yeah. On a poll like this, yeah, there's a lot of money in there. We do have to do it. Amount of unique. See, we included in another like 30 people here. So, the final winner this evening of this batch. We start over with a new batch of 20 next week. The final winner. Irvik B1366. Thanks again for the opportunity, MC. A big orange E is what we're looking for. Let's let him speak. We got to make sure he's here, because if he's not here, we got to move on to another person. Don't leave just yet. We got to make sure he's here. Come on, E. Come on, Irvik. Hey, that's me. Is it? Hold on. Hold on. I can check his channel activity. Hold on. I gotta confirm this. That's him. That is 100% him. I can see the full name. If you go to channel, if you go to channel, you can see that is authentically him. So somebody pointed that out to me. I should have been doing that the whole time, but that is him. Congratulations. You got it. What did you win? Move this one off here. The first knife you won is, this is the Quechua, I think it's the Mini KT Griffin button lock with the coated blade, M390 titanium carbon fiber. A fun one, kind of a wacky one, kind of a weird looking knife, but it does work well. It's got a front flipper. It's got the rear flipper. You can also use, this to reverse flick. It's kind of fun, right? Definitely a premium knife. The other knife that you won, you ready? Is the Kaiser X Series Silver Wing, which is Kaiser's introduction to their ultra premium brand, or their ultra premium product line. So a wildly complicated titanium frame with a beautiful compound, like long clip point blade. Very cool. I think these run about $365. So there's your ultimate prize pack. And again, you don't have to keep it. If it means more to you to sell these things or trade them, whatever you want to do, that's fine with me. I won't take insult to it. But you need to email me at metalcomplex87@gmail.com with your first and last name, your shipping information, and the exact two knives that you won. Congratulations. And don't worry if I don't email you back right away. I will probably email you on Friday of this week to both winners. I'll email you on Friday with your tracking information. And I have all of the, this one I might just have the pouch. This one I have all the original stuff, including the card and everything that would show it as being the introductory knife to that series. So, yeah. Congrats! We start over. Next week, we start over with new stuff. What are we going to do? What are we going to have? I don't know. You'll have to wait and see. Fun stuff for sure. I have plenty of stuff. I've actually recuperated a whole bunch of giveaway stuff, so there's plenty to do this multiple times. But, yeah, so if you didn't win, better luck next time. Don't worry. Lots more to give away. Glad you guys are enjoying the live streams. Thank you so much to my patrons. Thanks to my new patrons joining tonight, new channel members. Thanks to my subscribers, my non-subscribers. Thanks to everybody. I hope you guys have an excellent rest of your Friday evening and an excellent rest of your weekend. Bye.